Hello everybody and welcome to another Transformers third party review. Wow, done a lot of these this week, haven't I? Today I'm taking a look at the latest offering from Keith's Fantasy Club in the form of DOUBLEDECK, aka Twincast. I cannot express to you how excited I was to get him. I absolutely love Transistor. Transistor didn't get enough love. It's a really, really good figure and he just wasn't getting the love he deserved. So finally, when they announced Twincast was on the way out, I was ecstatic. Absolutely loved him. Finally, Billy became Blaster in the Transformers Headmaster series. And of course, we also have Fader here and Rover as well. Now, we'll just warn you, these are just the test printed boxes. But the toys themselves are pretty much what we're going to get on the retail release. Opening up the velcroed flap on the front, we get a really, really good, nice bio, and we get a fantastically drawn artwork section of DOUBLEDECK. Here he is in his stereo mode, and here he is with a nice open window. We get the two tapes, the alternative head, the two chromed speakers, and of course, DOUBLEDECK himself. Taking a look at the back of the box, we've got a quick schematic here in bot and tape deck mode. We've got what's included. Here's the side of the box. Here's the other side. Let's crack him open. Before I get into the toys, I would just like to bring the attention to the comics. I absolutely love the Keith's Fantasy Club comics. I'm glad that they're still doing them because the artwork is sublime. The stories are really quite good. You got a quick information there on Stinger and Mandy. Then if we look at the comic there, I'm trying to get that so it's not completely shiny there. We've got some info there about Twincast and how he's come to be, about Blaster dying off. And we've got some nice sneak peeks here of some up and coming characters. Some more info here. We see some of the triple changes. I think we've got some crossover here between X-Trans as well. They seem to borrow each other's characters for their comics. That's their Octane, looks fantastic. On the back here we've got Wrecker, who's coming. I mean, their Junkions look insanely good. They really, really do. And we have Psykill. We're going to get a masterpiece scale version of Psykill. Cannot wait. Go Bot Love! And then we just get the instructions. But these comics are really, really good. Big up to the artist and big up to the writer. We get tech spec cards. And we also get the alternative heads for Mandy. And the additional light piping. Right, let's take a look at everything out of the box. First impressions, the tapes feel much better than what I got with Transistor. I got the first release with the thick paint, and honestly, these do feel a lot better. These feel very much like what we got with the Masterpiece Soundwave from Takara. Feel very, very similar. Really nice detailing on there. All laid out very, very well. Very, very good finish. Let's take a look at Mandy as well. Again, very much the same. Yes, we've got a lot of screws there. A lot of screws. But I put repro labels on mine and they generally hide most of those screws and they look incredible. But the paint applications on this are a lot better, in my opinion, than what we got with the Transistor. We have the guns. Basically just a very baby blue repaint of what we got with Transistor. Itty bitty tiny guns. We get the alternative head. Again, really, really nice. This is the toy accurate head as opposed to the G1 anime. Do love this head. That's a fantastic sculpt. Really, really do love that head. And then we get Twincast or DOUBLEDECK himself. That just looks glorious. It just looks like the original toy. That's incredible. Really, really nice. Fantastic. I do feel that maybe some of the detail that we saw with Transistor is kind of lost a little bit because this is now cast in black. This doesn't make that detailing pop as much as what we got. Obviously the detailing is still there. I just think it popped a lot more on the transistor figure. Really, really gorgeous. Fantastic. Really nice alt mode. People complained about the back. Have you seen the back of Soundwave? At the end of the day, it's going to be in bot mode on my shelf, but if you want to display them in cassette mode, you're not going to see the back of the toy. I think they've done an amazing job to get what they've got compressed into this sort of size. What is in essence a very similar transformation to Soundwave, but making him a lot bigger and filling out a much bigger tape deck as opposed to a cassette recorder. The guns are stored underneath and at the back here, and you can see some of that fine detailing just popping through there. The circuitry on this is absolutely gorgeous. I love the detailing they have on that. Let's just quickly take a look at the tape modes of Fader and Rover. Again, they're made in this new, it's a really good plastic. I really like the plastic. Really nice paint applications on here. None of that really thick paint, again, that we got with the first wave of transistors. Again, really, really nice tapes. Just really, really good. I do like these. I like these a lot. Vast improvement. Well done, KFC. Do still have the ability to eject the tapes, although they do appear to want to all come out at once. Now, as glorious and as elegant as this tape deck mode is, we are going to transform him into his robot mode. The first port of call is to remove his weapons. We can just pop those out of the holes, tabbed in on either side. These sections here can just come up, and this section here can just come out, and we can remove the guns from both sides. Just same on this side, and just open this section up, and we can get the gun out. There we go. Rotate the speaker sections around, undo the top section like so, and just fold these sections out. Again with this side, is untabbed, fold this section out like so. This instantly wants to automatically drop down. Right, you want to rotate the waist section, bring that around, so all of these sections are now going to be facing forwards. Right, bring the leg down. You want to fold this section up, and it's basically going to wrap around the leg. Before we do that, we want to fold this section at the foot, bring that up, bring the actual foot joint itself down, rotate it around. You've got a heel spur there. You may have to get a screwdriver or something sharp in there just to flick that up. So I've got very small nails and I can't get that up. Fold this section up and over the blue tab, rotate that back around. That's going to slide into this crevice on the back of the leg. Now as we go back to rotating these legs around, there's a tab on the side, that's going to tab in. And this section here just hinges over. Like so. Push the legs together and they tab in at the front and the back of the crotch. Tabbing together and holding them in place. Come round to the back, there's this double hinge here. Fold that hinge at the base so this section is flat. It now allows us to slide that hinge up, make sure that's fully up. Then collapse this hinge. And as you collapse this hinge, this section here is going to sit lipping over like so. To sort out the arms, go to the underside, pull back this tab here, and that's going to reveal the fact that the fists can flip around. He says, I've put the fist back in here, and I don't know if I put the thumb square. You generally have to get the thumb quite square for it to run freely in there. Right, now you want to place this section back. Fold this section up here. That goes up. Rock this section backwards so it tabs in. Bring this side section around so it goes up. And then flip this tab over so it just pegs into the side. Slide the shoulder joints forward. Like so. Come around to the back here. Flip this section up. Revealing the head, and close that section back off. To restore his guns to their former glory, grab the section here, slide that through, lift up, and the tabs plug into the hands. First thing I noticed, the hands are actually a lot better made. If that makes sense there. The hands on the original transistor are a little bit fiddly. These do feel somewhat more secure, made out of a slightly more robust plastic. Also the groove in the hand, I mean the gun is in there and that's not coming out, that's just plugged in, that's just friction alone, and that is very, very substantial, really, really good. Also, mine tends to want to look up slightly. I need to get in there with a screwdriver and just adjust the head because he wants to look up. He doesn't really want to rest his head down properly. If this is the first time you've actually encountered the transistor mold, let me just talk you through the articulation. The head does move up and down, left and right. The shoulders can do a full 360-degree turn. There's a pivot outwards. You've got an upper bicep rotation. You've got a double jointed bend at the elbow, only hindered slightly by the fact I've got a gun in that elbow. But all in all, you can get a really nice bend at the elbow. The joint itself is a little bit redundant. You can kind of bring the arm further forward on this joint, but you can't get any deeper a bend as opposed to that 90 degrees. The wrists do have a swivel. The hands themselves have individually articulated fingers at 3 points, as well as a ball joint at the actual base of the finger. The thumb itself, again, is on a ball joint, this time with only 2 points articulation. Again, these are actually very, very robust. I could probably quite comfortably hold him up by his fingers there. These are not going to come off. They've definitely upped their game with the fingers. The waist does rotate. The legs can be hindered by these front skirts, but there is the option to lift those up. They're on a nice soft ratchet. Again, tight enough to stop the figure falling over. Joints on the outer thighs are super, super tight. So you go up and down, you get a great range, but there is the tendency to kind of pull this crotch section apart because of how tight they are. But I mean, that is fantastic. There is an upper thigh rotation. There's a 90-degree bend at the knee. The feet pivot. They move forward and back, but with no rotation. Looking at him alongside the original transistor, man, these two look fantastic together. Yes, the repo labels do play a very, very important part. Okay, yes, they would not have existed at the same time. One dies so the other can be born. But wow, I absolutely love this mold. I really, really do. Let's just quickly transform up the cassettes. Pretty straightforward, kind of what we've come to expect from these. Fold over the toe there. Again on this side, unfold the legs. It just amazes me how they can get such detail into such a small figure. You want to, if it's already closed, you want to extend the torso section. Just fold down those arms, bend at the elbow, rotate the fist. Again, really big props to the designer of these cassettes. I know this one especially means a lot to him, just due to the situation at the time. Fold these wing sections under there. They go just under the armpit. Again, on this side, just fold that up and under the armpit. Make sure that's pushed in fully, like so. I love the love hearts on the shoulder there. That is absolutely incredible. That's attention to detail. And we just flip up the head there from the back and rotate. There we go. Fader has exactly the same transformation. Quickly transform Stinger. Flip down these sections here. These sections all pop up like so. You just rotate them accordingly afterwards. Rotate this section round. Rotate this section round like so. It's going to come down. Open up his claws. like so. Rotate the body around. Come to the underside here, fold this section down like so, and this section down like so. That then frees off this back section here, so these can be brought upwards, and then they can just flip the red section out. Again, there we go, might need nails. And now we can just tab these sections together like so, and there we have his little scorpion tail, and then you just adjust your little scorpion legs accordingly. And last but not least, we have Rover, very similar to what we got once upon a time from iGear. This is of course the most simplistic of all of them. Just pull that section all the way down like so. You can then open up this section like this. Shouldn't really need a screwdriver for everything, but kind of do. There we go. There is the hook. Swivel up this hinge section here. Kind of just rotates up on itself like that. You can then flip the wheels out. Again, I'm just going to get a screwdriver in there just to assist me. If you've got nails, this would be an absolute doddle. But unfortunately, I don't have any. There we go, the back wheels are out. This section runs along with this section here, and you've got these little twiddly bits here. This can extend, and there we go. A Scout. There we have the entire team. Now I don't have Ramhorn and Steeljaw. I used to have them, but I'm kind of hoping that they're going to release them again, but done with this kind of new style and new engineering, because as good as they were, I just think the engineering now is so much better, and we could get a much better toy as a result. Here's a quick size comparison for you with Soundwave. Unfortunately, the purchase of Twincast, aka Double Deck, has only enforced the matter that I now need a sound blaster. I can't have a Twincast versus a Soundwave. Ugh, it's just not Headmasters, is it? So there we have it, guys. That is a look at the KFC Phase 4B Double Deck. I really like it. I'm a huge Twincast fan, and I've wanted this ever since it was announced. I really like Transistor. If you can get hold of a Transistor, I would advise you to go for a version 2. They're the ones with the where the cassettes have a generally a slightly thinner coat of paint, and they do look just that little bit more crisp, much like the ones we've got with Double Deck. Really like the improvement on the hands. The joints really do make a difference. I love the matte colour as well. As much as I love the metallic paint we got with Transistor, it did chip slightly, and there is no fear of that happening here. Absolutely love this guy. I really do. Whether you call him Billy, Blaster, Twincast, or Double Deck, he is a good figure and a great addition to anybody's collection. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Goodbye.